All right. Hello there, everybody. My name is Jen Cottrell, and I'm excited today to bring you a Throwback Thursday and take a trip down memory lane with you on legacies, history, and exciting moments. I just want to warn you, it's amazing to me how difficult it was to find videos or pictures of 2006 to 2013. Some of the pictures are a little bit blurry. It's crazy now to think of how we have our amazing camera quality right there at our fingertips on our phones, but that was not the case back then. So we'll get through it, but just wanted to give you a warning about that. So here we go. 2006, Legacy began. Brian and Eric Lidstrom, Aaron Miller, and Loretta Vogel started Legacy Volleyball Club, approximately 20 teams. They practiced in local high schools where they could get gym space, and Michigan was still playing high school volleyball in the winter, unlike every other state in the country. Moving forward, 2007, Ricky and Jen joined Legacy, and the high school seasons switched. So now the rest of the country and Michigan were playing the same season. This allowed us to begin to start being a little bit more competitive nationally. It was going to take some time, but this was the start. 2008, we started renting our own facility in Rochester, just small 3 courts. And this was the beginning of something great. And you can see my quote there, other things may change us, but we start and end with family. We have Aaron and Jen, Eric, Ricky, Sarah, and Brian, much younger. This is 12 years ago in Florida at the Convention Center. So 2009, moving forward, this was the first group to compete nationally at the open level that we had, highlighted by number 6, Alex Coughlin, who was the Miss Volleyball winner and a state champ for Marion. Rachel Charles, who's the libero holding the plaque there. She was the Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year, also a state champ for Marion. Kelly Maxwell, number 1, standing next to Jen. She was a setter who played at Central and had since returned, coached collegiately, and since returned to coach with us for a couple years. Number 2, next to the libero, Jenna Coates. She was our first libero to get a full ride, and she played at Central Michigan. This is Coach Aaron. Again, the picture quality isn't great, but Coach Aaron coaching our 16s2 team in 2009. You can appreciate our jerseys now after seeing these ones here. Again, Coach Aaron in her awesome camo cargo pants here, and Coach Brian coaching our 18s1 team. It's hard to see, but number 10, Becca Ruffenis, she was a middle blocker who played at Cincinnati. Very successful player. Number 8, Brittany Holbrook, front center there. She was a standout player for Oakland University. Moving forward, this is Coach Aaron and Eric coaching the 16s2 team in 2009. Number 18 there, bottom left, Dalton Tolliver was a longtime player for us, and the Tolliver family were a great family of ours. Dalton went to play at UMBC and was a standout player there. So moving forward, 2010, this is Coach Tyler's first year. He looks like a baby because he is, and he's coaching our 12s team to victory here. You can see in the picture there is a boy playing. That's Dan. He's been our only boy to ever play in our program, and he went on to play for Central Michigan's men's club volleyball team. This is the first group to win a major open level volleyball tournament. Like I said before, we were still working on transitioning to catching up to the rest of the country as our seasons changed. So this was, I believe, a President's Day tournament in Dayton. It's a very exciting moment for our club, finally being able to compete nationally at the open level. More from this team to come, but this team is highlighted by number 5, Paige Neuenfeld. She was a middle blocker. She went on to play at the University of North Carolina, was a record holder there, and had a tremendous career. Also, number 1, the libero, Lindsay Lurg. She went on to play at Michigan and she was able to play in the NCAA Division I Final for her freshman year. So this is Erin coaching 17-2, again, highlighting the jerseys here. They are t-shirts. This was a group of players that played on our twos team for a long time and stayed together and had a really tremendous experience together. Lindsay Kander, Megan McCarty, Julie Plummer, Brooke Ruffalo, Kaylee Bowles, just to name a Frakes in there, and a Leone, just to name a few of our longtime families in that picture. This is Florida in the pool. You can see just kind of how young everybody looks, with Sarah and Eric, Kelly Price, Brian and Jamie Lidstrom, Tyler in the back there, Aaron with the sunglasses on, Sarah's sister Angie, who coached for us for a long time, Adrian Leone, who was a longtime coach for us, and then Jen and Ricky Cottrell. Me. All right, moving forward, in 2011, we made the switch to Nike and came up with our new logo that we still use today. Brian helped design this. Brian Lidstrom helped design it, and we were pretty pumped when we got that logo. This is in our Rochester facility. We have a meeting of the minds here, Brian and Ricky and Eric, and these are some of our teams kind of checking out their new Nike uniforms. It was hard to find pictures from way back, so I was excited to find a couple. This is our Meet the Teams event that we still host. You can see Aaron and Jen on the left, and you can kind of, I'll give you some time to kind of scan through. Ricky in the back, Brian, you can see the players intermingled in there. Looks like Eric is running to get into the picture, and it looks like Brian's wife, Jamie, is chasing a toddler around in the back. So this was our small little club that we had here in our Rochester facility. So just for perspective on the size of where we've been since then. This group again, they finished 4th in both qualifiers and open that they played in this year. So close to earning a bid to JOs. It would have been Michigan's first bid, but just missed out by losing in the 3rd place game. Some other standout players in this group was number 3, Madison Lightfoot. She went on to play at the University of New Hampshire and as a libero, and had a tremendous career there. Number 2, Kristen Muir. She ended up going to Michigan State and played as a libero there. Number 13, Haley Booms. She went and played at Hillsdale. And number 7, Cameron Gold, was an NAIA All-American at Culver College. This was part of our graduating class of that year. This is the same group that I had said had stayed together the whole time, and they continued that all the way up into their senior year. Erin coached them most of the time, and we're still actually close with the families of these girls. So 2012, our Meet the Teams event. This is just a portion of our group. This is 16s, 17s, and 18s here. The 12s, 13s, and 14s were in a different picture, so you can see that we're obviously getting a little bit bigger. I just want to point out Ricky and Eric, really corny there, laying in the front, you know, trying to stand out there. You can see that we've now painted the wall gray, so our facility is coming along there in Rochester. We have some logos on the wall, so really cool to see. This is the first year that Erin and Sarah coached the 14s 1 team together. It's cute to see these girls because they are now well beyond our program. But number 1, Lindsay Whiteman is the current libero at Oakland. Number 2, her sister Courtney Whiteman played at Oakland until she ran into some medical issues. Number 5, Mikkel Coleman. Number 10, Michaela Elliott, whose sister is now currently on our 15s 1 team. So again, check out those jerseys. All right, this is our 17-2 crew, they called themselves, and they were a really fun group. They are pictured here with USA standout Destiny Hooker. They finished 2nd in 17 club in both of their qualifiers, so they also missed out by earning an outright bid to JOs by just a tiny little bit. You can see in the front there, the little blondie, that's little Natalie Tom. Or I'm sorry, Natalie Tom. Her sister is Hallie, who's in the pink and the green shirt and the green headband. Hallie is part of our 2020 graduating class, so it's kind of cute to see that. We had Allie Ryan in the blue sweatshirt who went on to play at Youngstown State. Kelly Vellucci right above her in the pink shirt was a setter at Saginaw Valley. And Christy Rand in the blue with the pink headband, she went on to play at Clarion University. But a lot of great memories from this group, a lot of great parents also. In this year, we had our first big trophy from AAUs. Coach Doogie and her 17s3 team got third at AAUs in 17 Classic. So you can see her there cheesing with her medals and her plaque and her trophy. Obviously very happy with her team. So our breakout year, we like to consider 2013. Prior to that, we were just kind of trying to earn respect and move up the national ranks, still trying to catch up to the rest of the country. And this year, we finally had a group and a team outright earn an open bid to junior nationals. So this was very exciting for us. This is our 16s1 team who got third at the Mideast qualifier. This group, there's more to come from them, but number 5 was Ali Bastinelli, who went on to be the blocking record holder at the University of Illinois, played in a Final Four, and also left the Big Ten second in career blocks. So obviously a very impactful career at the University of Illinois. Number 1, the libero in orange, Jenna Lerg. I mentioned her sister earlier, Lindsay Lerg, who played at Michigan. Jenna also followed her to Michigan, was a 3-year libero and a single season dig record holder there. I'll talk about more of those players a little bit further as we go here. So 2013, I had to dig very deep to find the next video. So you'll have to ignore the background noise towards the end of the video. But this group that we're looking at here went on to play in the AAU National Championship match of 16 Open versus Northern Lights 16-1. Their Northern Lights 16s1 had Jordan Thompson, who I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. She played for the University of Cincinnati this past year, led the country in kills, and also was on the USA national team and is a hopeful Olympian. So we actually have a video, and I'll let you watch it here.
See what they do. Jordan comes right back, and that's going to do it. Legacy has to go the extra mile, but they are indeed the 16 Open champions. 15-10 in the decisive third set as they claim yet another victory and another national championship.
So, like I said, some background noise, but that's okay. A very awesome moment for our club as a whole and this group of players. You can see number 7, Olivia Beyer, here jumping up, celebrating. She went on to play at LSU and had a great career there. You can see the celebration. You can see Ricky doing the serious fist pump here, get pretty pumped. I'm obviously pregnant, carrying my second child there. And then Sarah, Coach Sarah, leading the cheering section. We had a pretty great turnout. You can see Abby Malinowski here, and a bunch of players came out, a bunch of coaches. So really great environment. So here it is, the first ever national open level national champion for the state championship for the state of Michigan. A huge accomplishment for the entire state, the level of volleyball being played, and how hard we worked to get from a point where we were not competitive to now winning national championships at the open level. A couple other players to highlight on this team would be number 2, Katherine Carlson. She was Miss Volleyball and also the Gatorade Player of the Year and went on to play at Valparaiso. Number 12, Taylor Dillinger. She was an outside. She played at Western Kentucky and finished her career at Oakland. Number 6, Kara Rogers, was a tremendous person and player. She played at Cornell. Number 13, Hannah Murdoch. She was the 3rd Murdoch player that we had come through our program, but the only one to win a national championship. She went to play at Michigan State and then finished her career at Grand Valley State. So Michigan's first ever All-Americans and MVP, Jenna Lurg, a libero, named MVP of this tournament, and Allie Bassinelli and Katherine Carlson named All-Americans. So this is our family celebrating. We went out to dinner, brought the trophy and our kids, tried to have a nice dinner. You can see a lot of those people are still with us there. Some have moved on to other things, but the core of the family is still the same. That was a tremendous moment for all of us. So moving forward into 2014. So our first open qualifier win came at MEQ. This is actually flip-flop. This is their Big South championship, but this is the same team that won our first ever open national qualifier, and they were the 16s one team, coached by Eric and Sarah. And we had some tremendous players on this group. Emily Tansky, it's hard to see her number, she's bottom left. She is still currently at the University of New Hampshire. Emma Kolakowski, who just finished her career at Western Kentucky, she's the libero. Victoria Aikabelli was at Bowling Green State University and played there. Alexa Tomlak, number 4, the setter, she just finished her career at the University of Alabama. Her younger sister currently still plays for us. And right next to Sarah was Margaret Payne. She just finished her career had a tremendous career at the University of Miami, Ohio. So this is the group again celebrating. This is the first Open National Championship. We got the gold ball and the trophy. And oh yeah, something else happened that day. That's right, Eric had to pay up on his bet. He bet his team that if they won a Open qualifier that he would finally propose to Sarah, and he did just that. It was a very cool moment. You can see by Sarah's face, she was very surprised. So moving forward to Florida, this is the first and only time a 12s team has been on the podium at AAUs from the state of Michigan. Coach Doogie and Larissa again here. There's a few faces in here that I'm sure you probably recognize. They're currently on our 18s team. So they stayed with us from 12s through 18s, which is rare and hard to do. So that is number 5 right next to Minnie, Alexa Rousseau. Number 2, bottom, second one in, Kate Strachan. Next to her, Kennedy Dolmich. And Christine is right next to Larissa there, top left. Also in that picture is number 20, who is bottom left, Chloe Stoll. She has stayed with us and is now currently on our 18s 2 team. So moving forward, we had 2 All-Americans that year, Kennedy in the back row, Dolmage next to Minnie, and Christine front left. The guy in this picture does not look happy with Minnie, but that's okay. All right, also that year, our 14s 1 team placed 3rd at AUs with Coach Sarah and Coach Aaron. So they got to get their picture taken with Minnie. This group is really just getting started here. This is the start of their success. Some highlighted players here is number 5 next to Minnie on the left, Maria Mallon. She ends up having quite the tremendous prep and club volleyball career and is currently at the University of Cincinnati. Abby Malinowski on the other side of Minnie. She is currently at the University of Michigan. Lauren Wenzel next to her is currently playing at Notre Dame. DJ Sargent is now at Madonna. Maddie Appleton, bottom left. She is playing at Hofstra. And Maggie DePore, bottom right, is playing at Hillsdale. So just more to come from this group. Abby and Maria were named All-Americans. This group is our 17s 1 team. They were the national champions of the video you watched before. They are now 17s. They went, they qualified for JOs this year and they finished 5th, lost in the quarterfinals. And they had a couple younger players pulled up, but that's pretty much the same group there. This is a terrible quality picture, but this is Jenna Lerg. She's in the top row, the little short one. She was late to the picture and they threw her in back there. She was named all tournament. There's a couple players in this picture that you guys probably know. Number 11 in the back row is Lexi Sun, who's currently at Nebraska. And number 2 in the front, Micaiah White, who was just graduated from the University of Texas. So Jenna was in pretty good company there. This is part of our graduating class for 2014. We didn't get the whole group together yet, but I just want to highlight a couple players. Far left, Stephanie Sikorsky. She was an All-American setter at Ferris State, and she currently coaches with us. So you'll see a little bit later, she's back up in the picture. She coaches with Brian and Steve with their group. Next to her is Nikki Joyce. She played in the Final Four, D2 Final Four at Florida Southern, and she came back to coach with us this year on the 15s2 team. Next to her is the second Murdoch, which is Sophie Murdoch. So the Murdoch family goes almost throughout this whole slide, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So now moving forward to 2015, we took an all-star team to the first ever Triple Crown event in Salt Lake City. We had 5 Big Ten players on this team: Jenna Lerg, Aaron O'Leary, Jamie Cox, Corey Crocker, Allie Bastinelli. It was quite the group. We played best out of 5 at this event, and we worked our way. We beat some really good teams, worked our way to the finals, which you can see here, which was aired on the CBS Sports Network on TV. However, we did team travel, so we had no parents there, and we had to forfeit the 5th set of the championship match so that we could catch our flight. It was really difficult to get out of Salt Lake City and get home. And we had about 15 people that would be very difficult to reschedule. So unfortunately, that really sucked, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. And we had to put the safety of the girls first, but this was a really cool experience. This is a really neat picture from the Mideast qualifier. This is our 18s1 team playing A5 in the championship match. You can see the amount of people around championship court watching. We like the Nike signs in the back because we are currently Nike. So this was a pretty cool environment and a pretty cool picture. This group goes on to win the Windy City National Qualifier, get the gold ball. Outstanding season and career for these athletes. We also had some other teams do well at Windy City. It's very difficult for our 2 teams to qualify and place really well at national qualifiers. So this is our 17s national 17-2 team on the left, and our 17 South team getting 2nd and 3rd in 17 USA division, earning their outright bid to junior nationals. In the picture on the left, the libero is Lauren Dolmage. Younger sister Kennedy is on our 18s team, and Lauren currently coaches with us. I just wanted to point that out. This next picture is a picture of Aaron Miller winning the Boyce Award from USA Volleyball for the best club director. So we were able to go to this really nice banquet, and Aaron went up on stage and got presented a really nice award. So we got to get all dressed up and fancy for that. We still can't figure out where Eric was. Maybe he's in the bathroom or something. Unfortunately, he missed out on the only picture we have from that event. This is our 18s2 team. A lot of these players played with us for a really long time. This is Coach Lauren Glover and Jess Mueller. They won 3 tournaments in a row. We have the Leonard twins in the back, both sides of the back next to the coaches. They went to play at West Liberty. Emily Wolfenberger, front, second one in. She went to play at Case Western, and Emily Malinowski on the front right. She was a longtime player for us and longtime family in our club. Oops, I lost my cursor here. There we go. AUs that year, we didn't get anybody up on the podium, but Maria Mallon is their 15s team, coached by Brian and Steve, got 5th, and so Maria was honored with being named an All-American. This is now the first year we took a graduating class picture. So we tried to get everybody together with their shirts on. We provide these shirts to our graduating class. It says the school that they're going to, volleyball, and then on the back it says legacy, so they can be excited about where they're going while remember where they came from. So this was an outstanding class here, 2015. Moving forward in 2016, this is the 14s one team who won the Blockout Diabetes fundraiser. As you can see, they have the hands up, so Stop Diabetes. Aaron's son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and they sold wrist bracelets to fundraise money. So it was a pretty cool event. The 16-1 team wins the qualifier at MEQ, 16 Open. Again, I said more to come from this group, and there still is more to come. But the ball is silver, which confused us because normally when you win a qualifier, it's a gold ball. So this group stayed together for a long time, and they had a lot of success. This is our 18s Ann Arbor team. They triple qualified this year, so they played in 3 qualifiers, and they earn a bid in each of those. They played in 18 USA, and not many teams have ever triple qualified, so that was a pretty outstanding feat for them that year. We were very proud of them, coached by Tyler Strum and Megan. This was the year before Tyler moved down to coach our 13s team. So as I said, we knew we would see more of that group, and this is it. This is the AAU Girls Junior National Volleyball Championship. This is the finals playing A5. A5 won the first set, and this is our 16-1 team playing in the second set.
With 7 of the last 9 points to go back in front by 1. Allen. What a point for Legacy Elite. Mallon, usually the big swings with the kills, this time a finesse.
When she rolls shots, she always finds that sweet spot. You can see Harrison as that play falls, like, oh my gosh.
So before we move forward, there is a little storyline here, and I tried to pause it at this point so I could point it out. This group had 10 players to start the year. Memorial Day weekend, their setter, Erin O'Leary, injured her ankle and was declared to be out for the rest of the season. So Maddie Appleton, who is right here in left back, getting ready to switch on the serve, she was the team's libero, as you saw in the last picture, and she had the pink jersey on. She stepped up to the plate as she was a former setter and stepped in to run a 5-1 and set. Lauren Hunter, who is the libero in this picture, was a DS, so she moved over into the libero role, and there was only 8 players. One of the other DSs broke her foot playing soccer and was also unable to play. So this team, playing out of position, making changes at the end of the year, clawed their way into the national championship match. So I just wanted to point out that storyline.
I'm still going backwards. That's a play I should make. That's why it's always the outside hitter's fault.
Legacy Elite now has reached game point or set point to try to square this match up.
Fast forward through the timeout. That's A5's coach Gabe and instructing his team do. Here we go.
Gotta go around it or nice and high over it.
Look at his star player, Lauren Harrison, referenced right there. Legacy trying to wrap this set up, force a third and deciding set. Can they do it? Harrison, but it's dug out. Allen. Left side. Allen again blocked. 1 point for Legacy. And they take set number 2 to force the.
So unfortunately, we lose the third set there, but an outstanding showing from a group who had to go through some resiliency. Just wanted to point out Chandler Duff, his addition to this team also. She's currently at University of South Carolina. So John Kluger and Jess Mueller and Jen Cottrell, assistant coaches, that's me, and Ricky, the head coach there with Minnie. So, and the All-Americans that year, Maria Mallon, again, she's an All-American 14s, 15s, and 16s, Maddie Appleton, and Chandler Duff. So this is our graduating class of 2016, again, with their super cool shirts on. Excited to start on their next journey. This year, Ricky, the 16-1 coach, was named the Prep Volleyball National Coach of the Year for, you know, dealing with the resiliency of losing your setter and figuring that out and still finding a way to be successful and get runner-up at AU Nationals and 16 Open. So moving forward to 2017, I love this little picture of our 12s team this year. I'm sure you recognize a lot of them. They are currently 15s now in Jersey. Front there, the blondie, curly hair, she's on our 14s team. They are repping our super cool Nike gear there. So fun little group to see how they've grown. This is our 14s one team playing set probably higher than I've ever seen. We've known 45-43 and we won. So that's a bonus there. It's a good group. This year, our 15s one team, coached by Brian Lidstrom and Steve Klick, placed third in 15 Open at AAU Nationals. The 12s group that I showed you a while ago, the first and only 12s group to be on the podium, they continue their success here at 15s. They added in superstar Kendall Murray. She was playing middle at this time. She's now an outside going to Michigan. She's number 6 there, right next to Steve. Megan Dombrowski, she's 2 over, number 8. She's a middle going to West Virginia. And Lauren King, number 7. She's a right side going to VCU. All-Americans this year, Ryan Allor, who went to Oakland University early, so didn't play her senior year. She helped her 16s 2 team get a 5th place finish. Abby Malinowski was named All-American for our 17s group that year. And her sweet mom, Michelle, who we all miss very dearly, and her dad, Tony. And then Alexa and Kate from our 15s group that you just saw on the podium, all named All-Americans. This is our group of 2017s, graduating class. And again, in their cool little shirts. So we're proud of them. 2018, so getting closer to where we're at today. This is our 18s one team winning qualifier, the OVR national qualifier, the 18s division. So this was the group that you just saw play on video in the championship match at AU's with some changes. Erin O'Leary went to school early, so we had some younger players on this group, highlighted by the setter number 11, Celia Cullen, who's currently went early and is at Michigan State now. And the libero, Hannah Grant, in black there in front, she is currently at the University of Michigan. And Aubriana Cannon in the back, 2 away from Coach Chet, back right, currently an outside hitter at Northwestern. Quite a talented group. So this group went to Triple Crown, and this is them playing in the championship match of Triple Crown against Munciana. Best of 3. This is the first set.
That's what great defense can change a match.
Good finish by Johnny Parker.
Johnny Parker is a really fun player to watch. She's actually deaf and has made a huge impact on her team. She works and you cannot tell that one. She is unreal. And if you just saw that dunk that she did and how well she elevated, she is going to be one to watch the next 4 years. I am keeping her name written down and can't wait to follow her.
Johnny Parker from Cartown, Ohio, wears hearing aids, says she can dribble with her knees, by the way. Set point is done. Legacy, 25-18 in the first set. The Michigan-based Legacy Volleyball Club has.
All right, so that group won the first set, lost the second set, and ended up losing a really tight one in 3 to Munciana. You heard Johnny Parker's name, who plays for Penn State, Melanie Schaffmaster, who's going to be a freshman at Minnesota this year. So they were the Triple Crown 18 Open runner-ups that year. This is a group I mentioned, triple qualifying. This is a group that the 16s won team this year that did triple qualify, as well as the 18s team. I forgot to mention that early, sorry about that. They earned a bid at every qualifier, all 3 qualifiers that they went to in Open. So that is not easy to do. This is our 14s won team. I love this picture, celebrating their 15-12 third set victory over a Puerto Rican team at AAU Nationals to advance to the semifinals. A super cute picture. And this is them on the podium with Mickey, with Coach Sarah Schmidt and Aaron Miller and Keegan Flack. So a group now, that's our 16s team, highlighted by Sydney Tomlak back next to Aaron, and Kari Bohm, the 6'4" middle, and Carly Stoll front center with the trophy, who is one of the setters. Josie Bloom on the far right-hand side, the libero. So All-American Tatum Casper was named an All-American this year, as was Jess Maruzek from our 16s won team, who finished 5th that year. Our 13s won team is playing in the quarterfinals here, 13 Open at the AAU National Championship. They're playing Kiva, a team that they had not previously beat. So I'll let you enjoy the video here. Love the celebrations and all these videos. They just make me smile. So this is the group on stage with Mickey, coaches Tyler Strum and Chet Sadowski and Amanda Schultes. This group is currently our 15s team. You saw Becca Apsey get the kill, the right side there, delivered the dig delivered by Harper Murray, who's the back row center. And the setter there was Paige Elliott, who is front right. And super fun group that we're excited to see progress. That was a big win for them. So Harper and Paige were named All-Americans that year. This is our group of a lot of players missing. Our 2018 graduating class. It was a tough time in May, lots of conflicts and a bunch of players couldn't show up, but we wanted to take the picture anyways. So really a tremendous group with a lot of success, from winning qualifiers to, AAU national finalists, to competing at JOs, and they're now also very successful in their college careers as well. So moving forward, we're almost there at 2019. This was the year pretty much. Our success in 2019 was unparalleled, and was highlighted by our 18s won team, but our end of the year success was unreal. As I put this video together, I just couldn't believe how much we accomplished in this year. So first, starting with our 18s won team, this team won the Nashville 18 Open qualifier, the OVR 18 Open qualifier, and the MEQ 18 Open qualifier. So quite a strong start to the season, winning the 18s qualifiers are at the beginning of the season since they changed JOs. So moving forward, this is Triple Crown NIT championship match of 18 elite, they call it, playing against Texas Image, and in the finals, both teams undefeated. I'm going to let you watch lead, Texas fast forward a little bit
at 12-10. Serving for Legacy is Hannah Grant. The tip went up and over from Taylor. Kept alive by Legacy. Chance for a swing from Miller.
Point to Texas Image. Well, 1 point set, 12. Sophia Miller trying to find a point that might tie up this third set. There's the swing from Robinson. Point Legacy, 13-11. And now the point's really becoming precious as Legacy will send Madison Dowd, the setter, back to serve, a chance to take another step closer towards winning. Powerful kill, played back over on a free ball. Another swing from Audrey Nels from Texas. Down for a point to make this 13-12. So now's the outside hitter, verbal to TCU, got the kill, I believe. And another serve from Gray. Gray's hands the point to Legacy, 14-12. Jessica Merzick has been behind that service line, it feels like time and time again here today in this match. Side to Michigan, back to serve. This one's going to end up in the crowd, and that's going to do it. The Legacy Elite wins the 18 championship, 15-12. The Elite.
So championship picture there. You know, 18, one team had been in the championship match the year before and 2 years prior to that losing. So this felt really good to win the greatest tournament of the year. This is the championship picture. I just wanted to highlight a couple other players in this group. Sierra Livingway, right next to the left of the libero, Hannah Grant. She is currently at Ohio University. Maddie Dowd to the right of Hannah, longtime player for us, and is currently playing at the University of Michigan. Allie Severance, right next to me there. She's currently at the University of Miami, played for us since the 15s year. Jess Robinson, back left, amazing player, played with us since 14. She's currently at the University of Michigan. Taylor Venuto, blonde in the back, currently at Loyola. Desiree Becker in the back, currently at Northwestern. Jess Maruzik, who we'll talk about later, next to Ricky. I'm sure everyone knows her, but we'll talk about her later. She's early enrollee at the University of Michigan. Morgan, next to Kelly, is at Buffalo, Verhan. And Paige Briggs had an outstanding freshman year at Western Kentucky University. So obviously a pretty awesome and talented group. So moving forward, that team, the 18s one team, had won every tournament they played in besides JOs. And they are now very hungry from their loss at JOs. They're playing at AAUs. They're ranked #1 in the country. They're playing Mizuno Northern Lights, who's ranked #2 in the country. This is the 18 Open National Championship match, and this is game point. We have another view from the side, so we'll play this one too. Pretty special moment. This is a earlier celebration point. Love Paige Briggs here, just getting after it. Team played lights out in that match, dominated it. Truly amazing what this group was able to do. They won 8 of their 9 tournaments. They only lost 3 matches the whole year. Truly outstanding. The people, have mentioned one of the greatest club performances ever. Just an outstanding group of individuals and team coaches, Ricky Cottrell, Jen Cottrell, and Kelly Maxwell. So this is them up on the podium. And our All-Americans, Jess and Hannah in the front row and Celia back center. Also a pretty impressive group here with Taylor Landfair, Melanie Schaffmaster, Kennedy Orr, and Kylie Mears at Ohio State. So just a Big Ten group here that I'm sure you'll hear these names in coming years. So again, this group, 8 of 9 tournament wins, a national championship, only lost 3 matches, Triple Crown championship, and just a great group of young women. So it doesn't stop there. The 18th season was over, but the rest of our teams traveled down to AUs. This is our 13s one team playing in the quarterfinals of the 13 Premier Division, and this is their championship point. I like Tyler's face there. He was so excited, but then just reined it in. It got real serious. So they ended up losing in the semifinals, but still got to go up on stage for 3rd place with Mickey. Celebrating picture there with Tyler and Amanda and Coach Hannah as well. So that was an exciting moment, but even more exciting was that Jersey Lawyer and Lexi Smith were named All-Stars in the 13 Premier Division. And oh yeah, this happened on stage.
She said yes. Thankfully.
That was a pretty awesome moment to be a part of. Dating for a long time, and everyone was waiting for Tyler to pop the question. So pretty cool picture there captured by AEU. Also, our 16s 2 team got 3rd in the 16 club division, up on stage there with Mickey. We had All-Americans Jaden Rice and her sister Taryn Rice. So that was pretty cool that 2 sisters there, both, being named All-Stars in the 14 club and 16 club division. And not to mention our 17 twos team, or 17 national team, playing in the 17 club national championship match against Northern Lights 17 White. I'd just like to point out 2013, our 16s team playing Northern Lights, 16s won. 2019, our 18s team played Northern Lights in the championship match, and our 17s 2 team here playing Northern Lights in the championship match. Leave it to Casey, Coach Casey, to have a super cool celebration. But the gym was packed with Northern Lights fans, and we had a perfect pass by Chloe Stoll, perfect set by Natalie, and a kill by Wella. So that was an awesome moment for them. So this is them on stage with Minnie here, coaches Casey Byron and Kendall Stoll, and Scott Johnson and Madeline Betts. Our All-Americans were Natalie Tom. Actually, she was named MVP of the 17 club division, and Chloe Stoll also named an All-Star. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong. We also had some other All-Americans that year. Ellie Ruprick helped her 17s, or 17s one team finish 5th. So she was named a 17 Open All-American, and Harper Murray was named a 14 Open All-American. Her team also finished 5th, losing in the quarterfinals. So still more in 2019, our 14s one team headed to, after AUs was done, headed to Junior National Championship. And this is a video, even though it's black, a video of them in their quarterfinal match. So this group here in their picture was the first team since the year 2003 to medal in Open at Junior National Championships. Becca Apsey had the kill there to advance them to the semifinals, where they lost in a very close 3rd set to finish 3rd place. So coaches Sarah Schmidt and Aaron Miller and Keegan Flack there. Our 17s team also had success at JOs last year. They finished 5th place in 17 Open. So coaches Brian Lidstrom, Steve Click, and Doogie. And again, this is that group from the only 12s team to be on the podium, continue their success all the way up here till 17s. And Alexa Rousseau was named all tournament and 17 Open. Ricky Cottrell was named the AVCA 18s Coach of the Year. Got to go to the AVCA banquet and take a picture with USA national team Karch Karai and get all fancy and dressed up there. So that was fun. So for the first time ever in Michigan, our 18s one team started, continued and ended the year as the #1 ranked team in the country by both AES and Prep Volleyball. So that was a pretty huge milestone for this group in our state and our club. I told you I was going to talk about Jess Maruzik a little bit more. Jess is the most successful volleyball player to ever play in the state of Michigan. Jess won a state championship with Mercy this fall and was named Miss Volleyball. She's best player in the state. She was named the National Player of the Year, Gatorade National Player of the Year, and pretty much every other National Player of the Year award you can imagine. Prep Volleyball, Volleyball Magazine, Max Preps, everything. In the summer, Jess played for the USA Youth National Team, and when they went to Egypt, and she helped lead Team USA to gold, which has never been done before in the U20 championships. And she was named MVP of this world championship. So we are so proud that Jess was named the best player in the state, the country, in the world. So we wanted to highlight that because we're not sure that will ever happen again. So congratulations, Jess. We're proud of you for that. This is our graduating class of 2019. Super special group, done what no one has done before. And they continue their success in college this year. We're excited to see them continue on in the next couple years. So moving on to this year, we changed over to Adidas, changing our identity a little bit, but we were super excited about what Adidas is doing in the grassroots volleyball and wanted to work with them and partner with them as they're a super excellent organization. So our teams had a lot of success to start in our short little season so far this year. 18s team qualified for JOs. We had almost every one of our teams on the podium in some capacity. Our 17s one team got to take a picture with Miguel Cabrera down in Orlando. We had winners at Rock and Rumble and Central Zone. You can see all of these wonderful smiling faces and pictures of all of our teams and coaches. There's our 12s and our 15s. So here's a little video of our 15s playing in the Triple Crown NIT championship match. They are playing Alamo, so I'll let you watch. So the quality of that video wasn't great, but the 15s one team won the 15 Elite Championship of Triple Crown, the hardest tournament in the year. As soon as we were done, about 10 seconds later, we ran over as the 18s were playing on the court next to us, playing in the 18 Elite National Triple Crown NIT Championship match. And when we ran over, we got to see this.
Galentine trying to win it for Legacy out of Detroit. Innes had it sent back. wins the 18 elites. The Triple Crown Volleyball entry.
So that was an outstanding moment for our club to go to the most competitive volleyball tournament in the country and win 2 of the divisions, the only club to do so. Our 15s1 team is still undefeated. They won every tournament they've played in and every match. This is them celebrating their 15 Elite Triple Crown NIT championship. This is our 18s team celebrating their championship on stage. And together, why not, right? 2 championships, got to get a picture together. Just excited to celebrate the success of our club and how far we've come. This is the Triple Crown Club rankings. You can see we finished in 2nd place, just behind A5. We were the only club to win 2 divisions, but A5 had a team, a 3rd team play in a championship match. So we were pretty excited about this, excited about our development and the strength of our teams and what a high level we were playing at. So this is a huge honor for us. In the final tournament that our teams were able to play in the year so far, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to play a little bit more. This was the Sunshine Qualifier. Our 15s continued their undefeated season by winning the 15 Open Division of the Sunshine National Qualifier, earned a bid to 2 JOs. So this group has already been on this presentation a lot, and they're only 15. So very exciting to see what this group can do moving forward. So this picture brings up a lot of emotions for all of us. We miss and love our legacy family. We can't wait to get back in the gym when it's safe. If we have to find some silver lining in all of this, we have all come to appreciate our time together, appreciate our friendships and relationships and the memories that we're able to make together. So we will play again, and we will be even stronger when we return. Just hang in there, and we're all in this together. So thanks for watching. My Zoom is telling me that I'm running out of time, so I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, and I sure enjoyed it. Take care.